Okay, first, before we get into the video, important announcement. I'm gonna start doing live streams on Kick. I don't know when, and it's Kick, not Kik. Search that up. Search up Kick. In fact, me, the guy who's editing this, put the QR code on my head. Put it. Oh crap. Okay. Yep. Yep. Make it wing. Oh no. Get on with the video, man. Oh my gosh. Oh. No, nobody asked. But today's intro is going to be quite different. Hold on. Shit. This is my dog, Sam. And he's just had to go through a bath. I'm hungry. And so I thought, why don't I treat both of us? So we're gonna load him up into my vehicle, and we're going to go get him a pup cup. Hey, do y'all have a dog menu?
A dog menu?
Yeah, like pup cups and stuff.
No, sir.
Alright. Well, shit. Pup like stuff?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, can I get one?
Mm-hmm. Is that all you want?
No, I also... What type of, like, teas or coffees do y'all have? Can I try one of y'all's teas?
Tea?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You want black tea, Earl Grey, cinnamon spice, Paris, or green tea?
Green tea.
Green tea, $4.70. You just pay down there.
Dang, I expected way more.
What?
I said, dang, I expected way more.
Oh no, our teas are cheap.
Look at him. He's excited. He doesn't give a... So I went all the way to Pearl from Jackson to get this mutt a pup cup, and he didn't even have the patience to wait until we got home to scarf it down. Because I went to go get some gas. I did not fill my tank up all the way, but hey, I put $10 in it. What else can I do? But this little punk decided to eat to get in my front seat and eat all of his pup cup before I could get a video of him with it. Holy shit. So yeah, that's what we're dealing with. This is the little jerk in question, the meanie head. The pup cup in question. Is there anything you would like to say for yourself? Oh, the light's green. So, shout out to Seven Brew for actually having, for actually having a dog menu. So yeah, that's kind of cool. If you see any brands or anything in this video, I'm not sponsored by any of them. Okay, so now I think it's time to roll the intro. So roll the fucking intro, bitch. Yeah, you thought I was gonna slap you, didn't you? And fuck you. Whore. Oh no. Why is she there?
was too strong.
I.
You wanna be one of my bitches? How long you gonna wanna be one of my bitches?
If you have been on the internet for the past week, you will know. Hold on, something's not. My Miku fell. Oh, I have Miku. Yeah, roll the clip of me going outside looking for this thing a week earlier than it actually got to my house. Hold on. Can you see that? Delivered. Delivered. Like, it's delivered. Hold on. Okay, I don't know if this is gonna... Y'all aren't gonna be able to hear me, so I'm taking the camera, this camera, with me. This is my phone. I don't know. How do I... Can't show you that this is my phone, but let's go. Let's check. Yeah, Loki wasn't out there, so yeah. But my mom had to, like, find it the next week and was wondering why a doll was in her mail. I had a time explaining that one. I'm gonna kill myself. Bro, in Minecraft. I'm not serious, bro. Fuck. Stay. You too, Steve. Why is Steve up there with a 16-year-old girl? What the fuck? Okay. If you've been on the internet for the past week and you don't live under a rock, you will undoubtedly know that Chuck Norris has passed away. If you didn't know that, I kid you not. Chuck Norris passed away. If you want to see me looking it up on Google, go to the last video and watch to the end. Fuck are y'all doing? Like, go back to the No, hey! Stop it! You need to go back to the last video and watch the end. Bitch. Okay, are you back? Now, you'll see that Chuck Norris has passed away. And editor me, if you dare give them a way to get out of going back to the last video, I'm gonna touch you. Is that molestation or masturbation? If you didn't know, Chuck Norris has passed away. Very sadly. Not sadly, like he was sad when he was doing it. You know, Chuck Norris was in an awful fight with death. It was shaking the whole planet while it was happening. And then the guy from the last video stole his balls, and he just wasn't able to make any pure testosterone, and he just died because of it. That's all that happened. That Death didn't have a single chance. Death almost Chuck Norris. Here we go. All right.
And Chuck Norris died. This one sucks because does anyone remember Chuck Norris jokes? There was a day and age on God's green internet where the peak of comedy was in the punchline of a Chuck Norris joke. And I feel like to honor the grandmaster martial artist, Walker Texas Ranger himself, that I would share a few with the younger generation. The flu gets a Chuck Norris shot every year. Chuck Norris beat the sun in a staring contest. Chuck Norris doesn't breathe. He holds air hostage. Chuck Norris can do a wheelie on a unicycle. The dinosaurs once looked at Chuck Norris the wrong way, and well, we all know what happened next. Chuck Norris's tears can cure cancer. Too bad he's never cried. We all know paper beats rock, rock beats scissors, and
Scissors just beats rock when Chuck Norris has it. That's what happens.
scissors beats paper. But Chuck Norris beats all three. Chuck Norris can dribble a bowling ball.
A bowling ball? Bro, he's shooting hoops with a bowling ball, homie.
Norris counted to infinity twice. Chuck Norris can actually kill 2 stones with 1 bird. Chuck Norris.
I've seen it happen. I'm lying. I ain't never seen it happen. No, I know that I'm like hopping on the whole Chuck Norris thing. But really, I've only seen like one snippet of Walker Texas Ranger. I've never seen any. I have seen a video of old like not like young Chuck Norris, old Chuck Norris. That's what I mean by old, like age-wise, not like back in the day, but old Chuck Norris. Like a couple years ago, he was working out, and this man's like, I think it's deadlift. His deadlift was more than a lot of guys' deadlift at like my age. And this guy looks at him and he's like, you know, I heard that Chuck Norris once uppercutted a horse and that's how we got giraffes, and I'm starting to believe it. So yeah, it's just, yeah.
Norris makes onions crop. Chuck Norris drinks napalm to cure his heartburn. Just kidding. Chuck Norris doesn't get heartburn. Hearts get Chuck Norris burn. Chuck Norris is the only man to defeat a brick wall in a game of tennis. If you want a list of Chuck Norris's enemies, just look up the list of extinct species. Chuck Norris can speak fluently in Braille. You know, Death once had a near Chuck Norris experience.
Why do they have boss music? Why did they put boss music? What the fuck?
Norris once had a heart attack? Yeah, his heart lost. Chuck Norris doesn't use spell check. If he misspells a word, Oxford will
it's the new way to spell it. If Chuck Norris misspells a word, it's the new way to spell it. That's just how it happens. The dictionary updates every time Chuck Norris messes up on spelling. In fact, Chuck Norris doesn't use a watch. Did y'all know this? He doesn't. He just decides what time it is.
Change the spelling. Chuck Norris can drown a fish. When Chuck Norris enters a room, he doesn't turn the lights on. He turns darkness off. Chuck Norris doesn't shower. He only takes blood baths. You know, Chuck Norris can divide by 0. Chuck Norris can tie his shoes with his feet. You know, fun fact, there's never been a hurricane named Chuck, because it would destroy everything. Chuck Norris is the reason why Waldo is fighting. Chuck Norris doesn't wear a watch. He decides what time it is. Chuck Norris doesn't get frostbite.
I just said that!
Chuck Norris fights frost. It takes Chuck Norris 20 minutes to watch 60 Minutes. Chuck Norris once went skydiving, but promised to never do it again because he felt like one Grand Canyon was enough. Outer space exists because it's afraid to be on the same planet with Chuck Norris. When Chuck Norris...
Well, the motherfucker dead, so I think we all about to, like, suffocate. Unless another Chuck Norris has been born. Yo, y'all need to name y'all's babies Chuck Norris.
Does a push-up, he pushes the earth down. In Pamplona, Spain, people think that the people are running from the bulls, when in actuality, the bulls are running from Chuck Norris. Chuck Norris once kicked a horse
And
in
then
the chin.
the people are running
Its
from them.
descendants are now known as giraffes. Chuck Norris is the only person that can punch a
I
cyclops
just said that.
between the eye. Chuck Norris used to beat up his shadow because it was following him too close.
Man, I thought it was because it was black.
It now stands 15 feet behind him. They say the quickest way to a man's heart is with Chuck Norris's fist. R.I.P. in peace, Chuck Norris.
R.I.P. in peace. What do you think the P stands for, you absolute Neanderthal? I'm just kidding, but yeah. These are nunchaku. These are nunchuck. Fuck! Chuck Norris has a world record buck in his living room. It's not dead, it's just afraid to move. Chuck Norris doesn't score tries. Everyone tries to score a Chuck Norris. Can someone tell me what this means? Oh, shit, y'all can't. Okay, it works on the app, so fuck you. But, yeah. Can someone tell me what that means, though? Okay, well. When Chuck Norris shoots heroin, his dealer dies of an overdose. The fuck? Breaking. Jake Paul has challenged Chuck Norris for his next fight. Jake Paul's cooked. Even though Chuck Norris is already passed away, Chuck Norris is going to come back alive just to show Jake Paul who's his daddy. Pause. That's gonna be like that Yes King video. That's what this is. He's the guy saying Yes King. Jake Paul is the guy saying Yes King, okay? I made this mess. Yes King. Yes King. Okay. Oh, I have to click. Okay. Chuck Norris fact. Chuck Norris once entered the Warhammer Grand Tournament with all gray plastic models and won Best Painted Army. Smack. The only time Chuck Norris was wrong was when he thought he had made a mistake. Batman shines the Chuck Norris signal when he needs real help. Freddy Krueger has nightmares about Chuck Norris. The Grand Canyon was formed when Chuck Norris dropped a penny. When Chuck Norris was born, The only one who cried was the doctor. Never slapped Chuck Norris. There is no chin under his beard, only another fist. Chuck Norris gave the computer a blue screen of death. What? Chuck Norris went to the Virgin Islands. Now they're just the islands. Yes, I've heard this one. You spell Chuck Norris wrong on Google. It don't say, did you mean Chuck Norris? It simply says, run while you still have the chance. I guess finally, I guess death finally got the courage to take Chuck Norris. Rest in peace. Nah, they still fighting. Chuck Norris is still like, he's still whooping death's ass. Chuck Norris won the spelling bee using sign language, my bad. They say weapons of mass destruction are in Iraq, but Chuck lives in Oklahoma. Chuck Norris once pissed in a diesel truck's gas tank. Today, that gas tank is a motherfucker. That truck is known as Optimus Prime. In the beginning, God said, "Let there be light," and Chuck Norris said, "Say please."
Chuck Norris can gargle peanut butter. Chuck Norris and Superman fought once. The loser had to wear their underwear on the outside of his pants.
That's why Superman does it. What about Batman? Batman wasn't dumb enough to go up against Chuck Norris. I know that.
They once named a street after Chuck Norris, but they had to change it because nobody crosses Chuck Norris.
That's true. That's true. Have you ever seen a person who crossed Chuck Norris? Me neither, bro. Me neither.
And lives.
Oh,
Crossing
and
guards
lives.
wait for Chuck Norris's signal.
Crossing guards.
Chuck
yeah.
Norris clogs the toilet when he pees.
Damn! That gotta be a fat piece. I gotta be a fat piece.
One time, Chuck Norris punched a horse under the chin. Its descendants are known as the giraffe. Chuck Norris goes to Burger King. He orders a Big Mac. He gets it. When Chuck Norris works out, the equipment gets stronger. Chuck Norris is so tough he wipes his ass with 40 grit sandpaper. Chuck Norris can unscramble an egg. Most people piss their name in the snow. Chuck Norris pisses his name in concrete. They invented...
I thought he was gonna say Chuck Norris knows his name in the piss. I don't know why.
Chuck Norris toilet paper, but it wouldn't take shit off of nobody. Chuck Norris's daughter lost her virginity. He got it back. Chuck Norris won...
That's not how the joke went. You left half of the joke out.
...had sex in a Mack truck. Some of his semen was left behind. To this day, that truck is known as Optimus Prime.
Yeah, I'm gonna... Chuck Norris passed away so he could roundhouse kick the devil in the face. In 1983, Chuck Norris was involved in a shark attack. This is the only known picture of the incident. Peed in a sewer drain. Ninja Turtles were born. Chuck Norris peed in a sewer drain, and the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles were born. Chuck Norris was a kamikaze pilot. Pretty sure Chuck died in 1987. Death was still trying to find the courage to tell him. R.I.P. Chuck Norris. if you're wondering, yes, this is all this to this day's video is. It's just me paying homage to Chuck Norris. So, yeah. Leading hand sanitizers claim they can kill 99.9% of germs. Chuck Norris can kill 100% of whatever the hell he wants.
Chuck Norris climbed Mount Everest in 23 minutes. It would have taken only 10 minutes if the mountain hadn't tried to escape. Chuck Norris's car doesn't need gasoline.
Chuck Norris can cut through a hot knife with butter. Wait. But can he cut through a knife with hot butter? That is the real question. When Chuck Norris was in middle school, his English teacher assigned an essay, What is Courage? Titled, What is Courage? He received an A+ for turning in a blank page with only his name at the top. I'm sorry, I gotta see this again. Oh. He gave me a thumbs up, guys. Okay, what flew
Chuck
off
Norris
of...
once missed
Hold
2
on.
days.
What flew off of this? Watch. What flew off of his casket? What is that? What is all of that? What flew off of his casket?
Chuck Norris once missed 2 days of school. Those 2 days are now called the weekend. When Chuck Norris turned 18, his parents moved out. Chuck Norris once pissed in the fuel tank of a semi-truck as a joke. That truck is now known as Optimus Prime. Chuck Norris can divide by 0. Chuck Norris has a bear rug on his lounge floor. The bear is still alive. It is just afraid to move. Chuck Norris once made a Happy Meal cry. Chuck Norris doesn't wear a watch. He decides what time it is. Chuck Norris built Rome in 1 day. Sharks have to get in a cage to swim with Chuck Norris. Chuck Norris doesn't worry about high gas prices. His vehicles run on fear. Guns sleep with Chuck Norris under their pillow. Some kids pee their name in the snow. Chuck Norris can pee his name into concrete. Chuck Norris once had a heart attack. His heart lost. When Chuck Norris goes to your house to visit you, you're the guest. Chuck Norris wears glasses so that his eyes won't hurt the sun. Time waits for no man, unless that man is Chuck Norris. Chuck Norris doesn't mow the lawn. He stares at the grass and dares it to grow. Chuck Norris once missed 2 days of school. Those
in the eyes of a ranger.
Oh, I can't play this. Chuck Norris doesn't rest in peace. Peace rests because Chuck Norris is now on duty.
Of a ranger.
Was that all of them? No. I just clicked off of it. This is apparently a real Chuck Norris cloak. A cloak. Quote, "Real men live for Christ. Chuck Norris." Chuck Norris didn't die, he just changed locations. Chuck Norris was here and he chose scissors.
Chuck Norris met a man in a wheelchair, and the man stood up to greet him.
Yep.
How many push-ups can Chuck Norris do? All of them.
All of them.
Chuck Norris doesn't go to sleep. Sleep goes to Chuck Norris. Chuck Norris doesn't lift weights with his arms. He just looks at them, and they lift themselves.
Is that telekinesis? Holy shit. Chuck Norris has telekinesis?
When Chuck Norris steps on Legos, the Legos feel pain. When the bogeyman goes to sleep, he checks under the bed for Chuck Norris.
The bogeyman? Y'all gotta stop using those AI voices, man. What the hell is the bogeyman? What the fuck? Chuck Norris didn't die. Death just finally tapped out. Never go out easy. Be a man. Yeah, that's why I'm gonna live till I'm 204. 204. Shit. This is gonna be fuck the hell.
No, Chuck Norris is right behind you.
I heard superheroes read Chuck Norris comics.
I heard at night the boogeyman checks
I heard
into the
that
bed
too.
for Chuck.
I
I
heard
heard Chuck
those.
Norris's reflection won't even look him in the eye.
I heard when cops need cops, they call Chuck Norris.
I heard when Chuck gets in the water, sharks get out of the ocean.
I heard when Chuck Norris is hiking, grizzlies look out for him.
I heard Chuck Norris rides the motor without the cycle.
I heard Chuck Norris wears a
Chuck Norris rides a motor without the cycle?
hat to protect the sun.
I heard medicine takes Chuck Norris to feel better.
I heard what actually killed the dinosaurs was Chuck Norris.
I heard cats say they have Chuck-like reflexes. I think he's still got it.
I'll bet you $1 he catches a salt shaker.
You're on.
He's definitely catching that.
Chuck!
No, because why did he kick it over to that old man?
You owe me $1.
No, Chuck Norris is
He still was able, he would have been able to catch that. He just didn't choose to.
You know, they say Chuck Norris is so tough, there's no chin under his beard. There is only another fist.
That's ridiculous.
Brian, shut the fuck up. Who invited Brian?
Chuck Norris.
I heard another rumor
See?
that you were bitten by a king cobra.
Yeah, I was. But after 5 days of agonizing pain, the cobra died.
Someone said I was setting up a new account and I tried to use Chuck Norris as a password and it said too strong. Okay. Okay, bud.
You know, Chuck, I hear that when you do a push-up, you're not really pushing yourself up. You're pushing the earth down.
Correct. Absolutely.
Yeah. He's confirmed.
Chuck Norris doesn't churn butter. He roundhouse kicks the cows, and the butter comes straight out.
Yeah,
So I
that's
went in,
confirmed.
And I bent down and I petted him. And all of a sudden, you hear this like that. So the trainer says, get up very slowly and back up. So the tiger did. He slowly got up and backed out.
Subscribe.
Yeah, go check these people out. I should be showing the clip.
Booger snot.
Booger sniffer. You know what? You know what I'm gonna do? Y'all add me on Instagram. Like,
Does he have his bath?
yes, sir.
Wow, look at you.
Bye. No, I can't do that. I can't share the... Dang. Hold on. This reel is released by Daily High Fives. Go check them out.
No, Chuck Norris.
The other one was released by let me turn this on. Can y'all know? This guy released it. Yeah. Y'all go like look some of these people up.
You know, they say Chuck...
No, Chuck Norris is right behind.
You know, they say... Breaking news! Chuck Norris has passed away!
Talking Fish News 0 released this one.
At the age of 86, in a statement from his family, they described him not only as a legendary martial artist and actor, but also as a devoted husband, father, grandfather, and brother who lived with faith, purpose, and kindness. Breaking news!
What you been doing?
Stuff.
Huh?
Stuff.
What kind of stuff?
The Grim Reaper just met Chuck Norris, and now goes by former Grim Reaper. Chuck Norris.
I'm sorry, this guy is not tough. I feel bad for Chuck Norris because he's got to have this guy telling some of his jokes. Shout out to Casey B. Skinner. Casey Skinner. Whatever.
So apparently Chuck Norris died. Chuck Norris didn't die. Death just ran out of gas and needed to ride back to his place. Chuck Norris didn't die. Death owed him $20 and he's going to go collect it. Chuck Norris didn't die. He just got bored of reality. Rest in peace to the fucking legend. He'll be back.
You can't swear. I'm the only one that can swear in this. You know what, future me? Don't put any bleepers on this except for on other people's stuff. Today, unless Chuck Norris himself said it, which I don't think Chuck Norris would swear. Chuck Norris didn't die. He just decided it was getting boring living amongst us mortals. This one's released by Chuck Norris Icon. I think he's on to something, though. I think he's on to something. I don't know who you are, but you're sitting in my chair. Nah, Chuck Norris is a little smart. Oh. Shoot. This was a wide thing. Why is it not? Is there extra wide Instagram videos now? Do I need to make a new format just to fit extra wide videos? I'm gonna look into it, but just believe me, that's what that says. Chuck Norris doesn't cheat death. He just lets it win sometimes to keep the game interesting.
Chuck Norris is not hung like a horse. Horses are hung like Chuck Norris. Chuck Norris can drown a fish. Chuck Norris went to a feminist rally and left with his shirt ironed and a sand.
Yeah. Mr. Brainley clips. Is this? I think I'm gonna follow this guy because I think this is the group of funny guys with jokes. I don't know.
I'll get a few wound up. Yeah, how good's that one? What happened to the horse that Chuck Norris kicked in the chin? They're now called giraffes. Chuck Norris's tears cure cancer. Too bad he's never cried.
Yeah.
Chuck Norris is so fast, he can run around the world and punch himself in the back of the head. Chuck Norris can dribble a bowling ball. Here you go. Chuck doesn't ring the wrong number. You answer the wrong phone.
You answered the wrong phone.
Chuck Norris once visited the Virgin Islands. They're now
They're
just
now
called the
just
islands.
the islands, yeah.
Chuck Norris has a grizzly bear mat in his room. The bear's not dead. It's just too afraid to move. Chuck Norris.
Boom, Chuck Norris.
Chuck Norris was born on May 6th, 1945. Nazi Germany surrendered on May 7th, 1945. Yo, I think they're on to something. I think they're coming in my ass, bro. I think they're on to something. Fuck was that? Chuck Norris was in all of the Star Wars movies. He was the Force. I wonder if I could use the thing that I made for TikTok. No, I can't. Chuck Norris didn't die. Heaven just needed better security. Yeah. You know it's getting crazy when God's calling in the big dogs.
So this is him, Chuck Norris, the strongest human on Earth.
He doesn't look like much.
I heard that.
How? I whispered that in my mind.
I heard that too.
Yo, Chuck, are you as strong as they say?
I'll put it this way for you. I'm the only one that can see John Cena.
That's impossible.
Well, if you're so strong, how many push-ups can you do?
All of them.
I know this person's making this video for Chuck Norris. And I'm not gonna hate. I'm not gonna have any hatred in this video. But next video, I'm coming for Toon Zeke. Because, oh my god. Please tell me this is the only clearly AI sounding. Hold on.
Lord, I think you were a little hard on the beaver. So was Eddie Haskell, Wally, and Miss Cleaver. This guy keeps screaming. He's paranoid. Quick, someone get his ass another steroid. Blah, 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 blah. I ain't hear a word you said. Hibbity hoop blah. Is that a tank top or a new bra? Look, Snoop Dogg has got a fucking boob job. Did you listen to the last round, meathead? Pay attention, you're saying the same shit that he said. I'ma fuck you up. Matter of fact, dog, here's a pencil. Go home, write some shit, make it suspenseful, and don't come back until something dope hits you. Fuck it. You can take the mic home with you. Looking like a cyclone hit you. Tank top screaming lotto, I don't fit you. You see how far the white jokes get you? Boys like, how Vanilla Ice gon' dish you? My motto, fuck lotto. I'll get the 7 digits from your mother for $1 tomorrow.
It's the championship round, and yes, believe it's real. It's time. We got Papa Doc, and we got B-Rabbit. Now, I don't even have to stress how important this is. It's the championship. We at this motherfucker. This one we came to see. You know what I'm saying? That's why the fuck we in the D. We represent. We at the shelter, goddammit. It's real. I hope y'all ready. Each of these cats.
Lord, I think you were a little hard on the beaver.
I'm gonna be honest, I'm not going after them. Because I love 8 Mile. Or at least that part of 8 Mile. I think I've seen all of the videos. Yep. These.
So this is him,
This is
Chuck Norris, the strongest human on Earth.
Yep, this is all of the Chuck Norris jokes and videos that I've got. Rest in peace, Chuck Norris. Wait, how do you... Rest in peace, Chuck Norris. Look, I'll probably have something not better, but something more fit. Like something... I'll probably have something else next week, but I felt like I had to pay homage to the man, the myth, the legend, the one, the only, Chuck Norris. So, but yeah, I'll see y'all later. In the meantime, y'all go hit up, like, y'all go... I'm sorry, I can't find... Like, I didn't remember to, like, say the names of all of the people here. Y'all just go to any video, any person on any platform that's doing videos on Chuck Norris, and just give all of them a like. Give all of them a like. Save them, do whatever.
So this is him, Chuck Norris.
But yeah, go give them a like and maybe a follow if you're feeling extra generous. In the meantime, I have to say bye. This is a pretty short put together video. Mainly because I knew what I wanted to do, so I didn't really think it out as much. I didn't think out how this was gonna be. It is kind of boring, just me watching Chuck Norris memes and stuff like that. But y'all comment some love for Chuck Norris down in the comment section. If y'all don't, I'm just gonna assume that y'all just don't like Chuck Norris or something. But anyways, baby! Wait, what's that anime? BB! I'ma find the BB. Yeah, I'ma find that. Sorry, I've been watching a lot of Balarkey.
I'm sorry for calling you a whore.